Yeesh. I genuinely wasn't expecting to make multiple videos on Mike Babcock in the month of June 2026. We are genuinely talking about this guy again, and not because he psychologically tortured Mitch Marner 10 years ago. Turns out, the Edmonton Oilers are consulting with the NHLPA to see if there are objections that must be resolved before potentially hiring Mike Babcock. Amid allegations of invading players' privacy, Babcock resigned in Columbus as head coach in 2023. Further investigation may be required. This Darren Dreger tweet has 2.6 million views, and it's been about 5 hours. Cam Robinson, with the top reply, you've got Lisa. She's looking all psyched out. That's a pretty appropriate response to this piece of news. Mike Babcock, of course, is one of the most accomplished NHL head coaches ever. Stanley Cup champion, University U Sports champion, one-time ACAC champion. He's got a World Cup, he's got a World Championship medal, he's got a World Junior Gold medal, and he's got 2 Olympic golds. He has been one of the main guys when it comes to the standard of NHL coaching. When you think of NHL coaches who have had success, Babcock stands out in many people's brains. However, there is a coaching style part and a huge block of text for criticism on Babcock's Wikipedia page for a reason. Numerous players have voiced criticism of Babcock for his management style and treatment of players. Johan Franzen, who played for Babcock in Detroit, called him a terrible man, the worst person I've ever met, and accused Babcock of verbally abusing him during a game in the first round of the 2012 playoffs against Nashville, which was corroborated by former teammate Chris Chelios. You have Paul Bissonnette and Ryan Whitney, who described Babcock as a truly bad person, and his coaching methods are personally directed as psychological abuse. Babcock has been abused of scratching players ahead of games of personal significance, such as removing Mike Modano from the lineup before his 1500th NHL game towards the end of the 2010-2011 season, without any reasoning behind it. He benched Chris Chelios at the 2009 Winter Classic against his hometown team, the Chicago Blackhawks. He didn't play Jason Spezza in the Maple Leafs 2019-20 season-opening game against his former team, the Ottawa Senators, without any reasoning and with Spezza's family and friends in attendance. Jason York has accused Babcock of arbitrarily banning a group of 3 veteran players from the Ducks training camp in 2002. Babcock was criticized for mistreating Mitch Marner during the 16-17 year, his rookie year with the Maple Leafs, asking him in a January 2017 meeting to rank his teammates in order of their work ethic, and then sharing that list with other members of the team. After Kadri and Bozak stormed into Babcock's office on Marner's behalf, Babcock defended the exercise, though he later apologized to Marner for the incident. You also have yourselves what happened in Columbus, where Babcock was going through Columbus players' phones, and that was a really big deal, which ultimately cost him his job in that organization. An investigation by the NHLPA revealed that several members of the Blue Jackets were uncomfortable with Babcock's approach, and that in at least one instance, Babcock spent several minutes looking through a player's phone. The controversy resulted in Babcock announcing his resignation before coaching a game for the team. So, Babcock's a piece of work. Lots of success, he's the Team Canada head coach, Olympic gold, Stanley Cup champion, long tenure of success, right? But not a great dude, according to many people. And when you think about just some of the way people are responding to this, you've got Ryan Rashog, who tweeted this out. Sounds like the Oiler leadership group is firmly behind the Oilers going down this path. Babcock did meet with them to discuss things. It's a critical time within this organization, and it would seem they feel whatever negative publicity may result from this is trumped by the level of urgency to get over the hurdle and win a cup. Katz hasn't hesitated to make these types of moves in the past. They know it's not just negative publicity, right? The players hate the guy, and he's a huge something. Are they really that dumb? Ryan Rishaug then defines the Oilers leadership that has been contacted and that apparently did meet with Mike Babcock. It's players. So, Connor McDavid? Is Connor McDavid personally giving his McDavid seal of approval on the Mike Babcock idea? David Pagnotta went out there and said, further to the Oilers and Babcock updates, sources indicate Edmonton's management brass consulted with its core players, including McDavid, before having talks with Babcock. Final decisions, though, are made by owners and managers. Gosh, it does seem like Connor McDavid gave his seal of approval to go through with the Babcock situation. Now, of course, you think about it, Mike Babcock has never actually coached any team that Connor McDavid has been a part of, unless you're talking about, I was going to say the World Cup of Hockey team. No, McDavid was on U23 Team North America in that tourney. So actually not. There isn't any alignment with McDavid and Mike Babcock throughout any parts of their careers. So I guess this may be a genuinely new experience, right? You have some other responses to the way everything is going down. The Oilers have one less chance with McDavid, and they're hiring Mike Babcock. Amazing. He's a good coach. He's just a horrible dude when it comes to his antiquated methods dealing with players. He's never been able to adapt to modern coaching methods in a much different society. Even John Tortorella came around eventually. And I think that's a pretty nice way to define the reclamation projects for a lot of these older NHL coaches who have a very specific style of coaching that doesn't necessarily align with the way most people view coaching nowadays. John Tortorella is a Stanley Cup finalist coach once more. He's doing a really good job with this Vegas team, and I think the way that he's decided to coach is very indicative in the way that he spoke to the media about Vegas after getting hired. I just got to get out of the way, let this good team do their work, and I just guide them. Mike Babcock? Oh boy, this guy was more than a guide. He was the puppet master, he was the control panel, he was pushing all the buttons, and he was doing the worst that he could do to make his players actually feel safe and respected. Now, you can also say that, well, that's just what you gotta do to get the best out of your players. That's what Sean Avery was arguing in the criticism element of Mike Babcock's Wikipedia page, but not a lot of people are going to agree with that. At least Babcock can monitor McDavid's phone and will know when he's ready to ask for a trade. Okay, that's too much. That is way too much. Jesse Pollock from the Bar Down Crew said, it's pretty shocking that Mike Babcock might get another head coaching job. I'm not saying that people don't deserve second chances, but he had one, and he blew it before he even coached a game with his new team. Not to mention Johan Franzen said he treated him like garbage, and so many of his former players hate his guts. I understand the Oilers are desperate to win with McDavid's new contract kicking in, and Babcock is a Stanley Cup winning coach, but this could also go disastrous if he sticks to his old ways. Time will tell. For what it's worth, you have Oilers fans that absolutely hate this. You are looking at the responses. Screw Mike Babcock. If they hire Babcock, I'm out. Doesn't seem like Oilers fans are all too happy about this. Screw Stan Bowman, screw Babcock. Lifelong Oilers fan, if this goes ahead, I will personally help Connor pack his house in another year and a half as he is leaving town. This can't be real. What a joke. So, yeah. Thoughts in the comment section below about Mike Babcock and his potential arrival in Edmonton as the next head coach to replace Chris Knobloch. You go from the guy that coached McDavid to OHL stardom in Erie to him. Thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. Sign on. And bye.